Coming up this half hour, we'll share what Bob Dylan, along with other music legends, are doing to help agricultural communities. And in the upcoming days, the House of Representatives will vote on a plan to keep the government funded through November the 21st, but some think the government shutdown could be looming. We'll share those details coming up.
And here's a live look at a Bozeman this morning. So far, we're looking okay. There is a potential for some patchy fog, but otherwise pleasant conditions this afternoon. Those details coming up.
Wake up, you gotta rise to the sun, and here it comes, it's time to make the best of what you got to give. It's all about rising, and I wanna be there.
Oh boy, everybody. It is Friday Eve. Alongside Chief Meteorologist Tracy Smith, my name is John Martin. We're getting into it.
We are.
We're
well into it.
Fill in the blank of what that is. No, we are, well, one of the things it is we are rapidly approaching the official end of summertime.
We sure are. This is the last weekend. Monday is the first official day of fall. And so far, we're right on track to feel very fall-like conditions getting into next week. But before we get to those details, let's take a closer look at what you're experiencing as you're heading out the door this morning. Temperatures right now are the coolest at a Butte or in the upper 30s, mostly 40s across western Montana. And in the eastern plains, you're looking at a mix of mid 40s to even mid 50s. Now, of course, we are seeing mostly dry conditions across the entire state this morning, but there is an opportunity for some passing showers and thunderstorms to develop in the eastern plains as we go throughout much of the afternoon, evening hours. Before that, though, we are looking at some areas of patchy fog across the state. Now looking at visibility dropping significantly out of Glendive down to 0 miles of visibility. We're also looking at some of that patchy fog out of southeastern Montana and possibly impacting the Bozeman Pass. So these are areas that you want to allow for a little extra time as you're headed out the door. By the afternoon, evening hours, you're looking at that risk for an isolated shower and thunderstorm to develop from Havre all the way down into Broadus. And of course, coming up in your full weather forecast, we are going to track that out a little bit more in detail, giving you a better timeline of what to expect. But notice western Montana is expected to see those sunny and dry conditions throughout much of the day.
Tracy, thank you very much. Taking a live look right now at our nation's capital as a potential government shutdown looms as both parties must agree to a funding plan. Democrats have released their counter plan to keep the government funded past September the 30th. The 1 month stopgap will not get a vote in the GOP-controlled House or Senate, but this does outline some priorities from the Democratic Party. Those include reversing cuts to Medicaid, permanently extending Affordable Care Act subsidies that expire this year, and restoring congressionally approved spending that the Trump administration canceled. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer claims that Democrats have been trying to negotiate on these points for months, saying that discussion isn't even on the table.
For 2 months, Leader Jeffries and I have asked them to come negotiate. He is the leader. He has not asked us to negotiate at all. And why? We didn't know. Why wouldn't they sit down? And then it became clear, because Donald Trump told them not to. And even though that's bad for the American people and bad for them, because it's going to end up that they're shutting down the government, they're just too afraid of Trump.
Well, in the coming days, the House plans to vote on the Republicans' plan to keep the government funded through November 21st. And for the first time since December, the Federal Reserve has cut its benchmark interest rate. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell on Wednesday announced the cut of a quarter point to a new range of 4 to 4.25%. This also marks the first rate cut of President Donald Trump's second term, an action the president has been pressing for months now. Fed officials had said that they wanted to wait to see how the effects of President Trump's tariff policies would play out. Powell said a key factor in the rate cut decision was the need to support a weakening job market, and the Fed signaled that more cuts are likely this year. Now, all of this bringing lending rates again down to between 4% and 4.25%. Again, first cut in 9 months. Typically, that means interest rates for credit card debt, car loans, and mortgage rates will likely fall as well. And experts say it's good news for the housing market. Jen Sullivan shares more.
Some good news for potential homebuyers. Mortgage rates have begun to dip, which means it costs less to borrow money.
I think there are some consumers who have been priced out.
Lawrence Yoon with the National Association of Realtors says high mortgage rates have shut out many potential buyers, but that's beginning to change.
Buyers are in a better negotiating power.
Wednesday, the Federal Reserve announced a rate cut of 1/4 percentage point, bringing lending rates down between 4 and 4.25%.
The moderation in growth largely reflects a slowdown in consumer spending. Activity in the housing sector remains weak.
But that doesn't mean mortgage interest rates will automatically drop. As of last week, interest rates for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage are at 6.35%, according to Freddie Mac. Back in January, rates were higher than 7%. Reducing your interest rate by even just 1 percentage point can save you thousands depending on how much you pay for your home, according to Rocket Mortgage. But home prices remain high. The latest data shows the median existing home sale price was just over $422,000 in July, according to the Realtors Group.
One can never predict when it will spike, but certainly any crash, that is out of the question given that we have historically low mortgage default rate.
If you are in the market to buy a home, Yoon recommends getting approved for a mortgage now and figuring out your budget. If you're looking to sell your home, attractive landscaping, slight repairs and remodeling go a long way, and price your home competitively. Overpricing could mean your home sits on the market for a while. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Bringing it back to Montana now, the U.S. District Attorney's Office of Montana says that a woman from Browning has just been sentenced for embezzlement. According to court documents, Johnny Spotted Eagle embezzled funds by using school credit cards and purchase orders. She reportedly took more than $30,000 from the Hart Butte School District. In April, she pleaded guilty to wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. This week, she was sentenced to 2 years, 1 month in prison and 3 years of supervised release. In Livingston, fire and rescue shared that an elderly man is now in medical care after sustaining severe injuries in a four-wheeler crash on Monday. Due to the extent of his injuries, an immediate medical evacuation by helicopter was required. We're told, though, that Livingston Fire and Rescue undergoes specialized training in backcountry rescue to ensure that they are ready to respond to emergencies in remote and rugged areas. Developments at Butte's underutilized Plaza Mall are happening this week. DJ Bauer has the details on what the mining city can expect out of the project in the very near future.
It's no secret to the people of Butte, America, that the city's Plaza Mall here on Harrison Avenue has been lacking life for years and years. But with new ownership finally settling in for the demolition process this week, there's hope that Butte's downtown hub can become a community hotspot once more. Though it's not quite the noise of bustling shoppers, the all-too-familiar sound of silence has at last been drowned out by power tools and moving machinery. Demolition has begun on the mall's north end in the first phase of a rehabilitation project under the new ownership of Dickerhoof Properties, who bought the mall for $8.5 million last May.
My brother and I came through here 10 or 12 years ago, saw the mall, saw that it was in pretty rough shape. We ended up purchasing it, and we've got a lot of tenants that we work with all over Oregon and Washington, and some of them are pretty excited about being in Butte.
Over the past decade, everything at the mall, from department stores to restaurants to Butte's last traditional movie theater, have closed their doors. As it stands, only 2 businesses currently operate, Riddle's Jewelry and Maurice's, both of which will move toward the mall's south end soon as demolition continues through the winter. Then it's on to signing leases with new tenants in the spring, a list that includes a clothing shop, a beauty salon, a new fast food joint complete with a drive-thru, and a 70,000 square foot grocery store, filling much of the retail need still present in the mining city.
Butte is one of the last towns in Montana that has minimal retail. They've known it's needed to happen, and we're now here doing it, and everything should be brand new when we're done.
And part of the project includes a repaving of the pothole-riddled parking lot, which will come shortly after storefront construction finishes next year. DJ Bauer, NonStop Local.
DJ, thank you very much for that update. Looking to some agriculture news this morning. John Deere cutting jobs in Iowa. The manufacturer is laying off 101 workers in Waterloo and 40 in Des Moines. The company cited decreased demand for its products. Economists say the layoffs can be traced to tariffs and a struggling farm economy.
that's a serious blow to communities like Waterloo, where John Deere is a not small fraction of their workforce, but also a not small fraction of the jobs that you potentially could get with a high school degree.
John Deere still plans to invest nearly $20 billion in its domestic plants over the next 10 years. The company said it might recall some of the laid-off workers in the future. Now, as a way to give back to the agricultural community and help keep family farms on their land, music legends Willie Nelson, Neil Young, and John Mellencamp organized the first Farm Aid concert back in 1985. All of them will be playing at this year's Farm Aid concert on Saturday at Huntington Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Bob Dylan, Dave Matthews, also going to be part of the lineup this weekend. Organizers say Farm Aid has raised more than $85 million to support programs that help farmers since 1985. How does it feel? It's a very, very cool thing. I mean, a lot of it, especially like Dave Matthews, the John Mellencamp, they'll do a lot of Willie Nelson. They all kind of do like these jams together.
Right.
It's a very stripped down, 6 or 7 songs. But anytime you can get powerhouses in industry, the music industry, to come together for a good cause, like, I don't know, helping American farmers, it's a pretty darn good thing to be a part of.
Absolutely. It's an important event to be a part of
Yeah.
as well. So having an opportunity that is going to be a fun way to give back money, I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's a win-win.
Yeah, and you can also, they're usually, if you've never really seen anything on YouTube, you go to the website there, you can see what they've kind of done in the past, and it's a heck of a good thing. It's been around for a very long time, so you've probably heard of it. All right, it is 6:11. We are just getting going, baby. Coming up in your next half hour, staff from Yellowstone National Park sharing details about a hiker in the area being attacked by a bear. This attack actually marks the first like it in years. We're going to have more on that coming up in your next half hour.
And right now we're taking a live look at a Kalispell this morning, where we are expected to see warmer and drier conditions throughout much of the day, and those details are coming up.